Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day. Now, this is going to be a different video than what I normally do, and this is going to be an $800 computer build that I'm building for someone else, so you might want to keep that in mind. So for the power supply, we're going with the EVGA Supernova NEX 750B for $85. Now, this power supply was only $5 more than some of the other power supplies, and they were 700 watts, while this one is 750 watts. And they were also missing some key features and qualities that this one has. So for $5 more, we were getting a lot for the money. And when it comes to power supplies, it's definitely something you don't want to cheap out on. Even though this is more power than necessary, it's very good to go with a good power supply to start with, because after all, it's the part that you're least likely to actually upgrade compared to graphics card, CPU, and everything else. And for the CPU, we're going with the AMD FX 8120 8-core Black Edition CPU. Now, this was $150, and the reason we're going with this is because he's wanting to do some photo editing as well as some video editing, and those 8 cores are going to be extremely useful for that type of stuff. Now, you could get a better 8-core CPU like an 8320, but this was right after Black Friday, and they were getting really low in stock, and the prices went up, so because of that, it was a lot more expensive to get an 8320, and we wanted to just make sure he got an 8-core CPU, so depending on the time you watch this, you should be able to get an 8320 for the same price, if not then just a little bit more, which in that case, you should probably go ahead and go for that. So for the RAM, we got a single 8GB DIMM of Kingston HyperX RAM at 1600 MHz. So this was $65, and it was actually one of the cheapest RAM kits we could possibly find, especially with some of the RAM prices going up recently. And it was 1600 MHz, it was cheaper than some of the 1333 MHz models, and this one was blue, so it'll really match the motherboard, which will really look nicely, and it's just good quality, very low profile RAM to go with. And for the motherboard, we're going with the MSI 970A G46 and 3 Plus motherboard. This was $90, and we were going to go with a better motherboard, but the problem is that a lot of them were either out of stock or the prices were just so high that they were getting close to the $200 price range, which at that point you could get a very good high-end motherboard for around $200 to $300. And this one just had all the basic features that we needed, such as you could have up to 32 gigs of RAM. It supports SLI and Crossfire, works on AM3 Plus CPU, so it could work on an 8-core AMD FX 8350, any of the newest CPUs, at least at the time, and it just had all the basic features, also including USB 3.0, and it was only $90, so we really cannot go wrong. Now, for the case, we ended up going with the Raid Max ATX 902WB for $75. Now, this may not be the best case, but he made it very clear that he wanted a case that looked like this and had this kind of theme to it that kind of looked like a server or something. And I looked at some of the other cases around the same price range, and this one actually had some pretty good features compared to some of the other ones that I'm surprised to see that the other ones were actually kind of lacking. Now, you could get a better case, but just find one that fits your style, and this one fitted his style. And for the graphics card, we're going with the EVGA GeForce GTX 760 Superclocked Edition for $265. Now, I know this isn't the best graphics card and could have probably gotten something much better, and this is kind of low-end card, but he just wanted to be able to play all games perfectly fine. He doesn't care too much about higher max settings. He wants to be able to play all the titles, and also this one supports all the features that the higher end cards do support. And also, the performance is actually not that bad. It's very similar to the performance you see in a GTX 670, which for the 600 series was a very high-end card. So it's a very good one for the price, and really cannot go wrong. And also because it's much easier to upgrade the graphics card than the CPU, and that's once again one of the reasons we ended up going with an 8-core CPU, so then he's less likely to have to upgrade, and it's very easy to upgrade and change out the graphics card if he ends up actually needing to do that. Now, for the storage drive, the guy that I'm building this computer for already has a hard drive, so we didn't actually have to buy one, but to make this an $800 computer build, I decided to add one to the list, which is the Western Digital 1TB Blue hard drive, which is usually around $60, which is an amazing hard drive for the price, and you really cannot go wrong with going with that. And also, the last thing is an Asus regular DVD drive for as little as $20. Now, not everyone uses DVD drives anymore, but this guy made it very clear that he wants to use one, and he wants to have it at least for in case of anything. And if you want to, you can exclude that from the build, or you can include it, whichever you want, whichever one fits you. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it for today, guys. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to post them in the comment section below. And also, if you're looking to make a red color scheme version of this computer build, I'll have some parts below that are very similar to these parts, but the main difference is that they will be red, so you'll have everything matching, so you could go with that. And I will be doing some unboxings for all these parts, as well as benchmarks for the 8120 compared to the FX 8350, as well as the graphics card, and so on and so forth. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.